Welcome. We only have 6 weeks until San Diego Comic-Con. We have a room full of great guests this week. Everything you need to know right here tonight. Here we go.
Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interviews. Popcorn Talk. We talk movies. And now, here's Popcorn Talk's The Con Guy Comic-Con Prep Show.
What we listen to?
Atomic batteries to power.
Holy. Welcome to the Con Guy Comic-Con Prep Show. Here we go. Nice. Great music.
It's beautiful.
It's a sad occasion, but it's great. We're going to remember him finally. Tonight on the Con Guy Comic-Con Prep Show, everything you need to know to go to San Diego Comic-Con 6 weeks from tonight. We have so many great guests tonight that are going to kind of walk us through this. And we will also be remembering the one, the only Adam West, who passed just recently. God rest his soul. All right. My name is Jim. I am the managing editor for theconguy.com. That's theconguy.com. You can find me on Twitter at theconguy.com or at conguyjim. Who do I have next to me?
My name's Derek. I'm a contributor to theconguy.com, and you can find me on Twitter at conguyderek.
I'm Yael Tygiel. I have nothing to do with theconguy.com. You can find me on AfterBuzz and on Twitter at Yael Tygiel.
And same, I do now. We are with it involved
true.
now.
That's
Yes. My name is Kari Lane. You can find me online on Twitter and Instagram at Kari D Lane. That's Karidlane.
Ben.
What's up? I just wandered in off the street.
All right.
He's wearing his Lebowski shorts.
I'm wearing my
I don't know if you
Lebowski
can see
shorts. I'm very
Oh, I
comfortable.
get it.
It's very dude-worthy
Dude
right now.
abides. You can find me on all of the internet at Ben Kliewer. That's BenKliewer. It's very weird in German.
And I'm Cheeseman on the couch. I do have something to do with the Con Guy. I'm social media director. You can find me on theconguy.com and thescareguy.com. And also on Twitter at ConGuyLuke. Now I'm talking like Adam West.
Oh.
A little
Like
slow.
Cheeseman on the couch. And we will be talking about our dearly departed Adam. But first of all, Yael and Kari, thank you so much for being with us tonight. Although you don't necessarily have anything to do with the Con Guy, you have a whole lot to do with Comic-Con coming up.
Yes.
And so why don't you tell everybody, and most people watching probably know all about you guys anyways, but let's go ahead and fill them in. Yeah.
So I am a host here at AfterBuzz TV, Popcorn Talk's sister network, AfterBuzz TV, where we talk about TV shows, and I will be coordinating all of AfterBuzz's and Popcorn Talks and Black Hollywood Live's group going down to Comic-Con, so I know what's happening there. And I'm very, very excited. And Kari and I are very excited about specific shows that will be there. Is now the time? Should I now tell everyone who's going to be there?
Why not?
All right. Here's what we know.
Yes.
The Magicians.
Yeah.
Yes.
Amazing show on Sci-Fi Network.
Love it.
They should be there. The Dark Matter folk should also be there. And I believe it was told to us last night that Winona Earp will also be there.
And Winona Earp's doing special party stuff as well.
Yep.
Cool. So that's a bunch of amazing, specifically Canadian shows. And then I think it's you can definitely expect a lot of, a lot of the usual people. I think the originals will be there. I'm assuming Once Upon a Time will be there to deal with whatever is happening on Once Upon a Time next season, as well as other great sci-fi and fantasy shows.
And so for those of you who have been watching our show for a while, the last time that Yael was on our show, we kind of joked, was we're kind of like a PG-13 show. Yael took us right into restricted territory. We're going to try to avoid that tonight.
I did no such thing. I am family friendly.
All right.
Friendly to the whole family.
Kari, tell us where we can find you, Kari, and your whole entrance into this Comic-Con world. That's a big
I was
question.
like, wow, yes. No, like how I got.
And what's your favorite color?
Well, no, because you are pretty active. You've got so many shows that you have that you do here on
Yes,
AfterBuzz.
I have had up to 8 shows at a time here at AfterBuzz, and I do stuff on the Popcorn Talk as well because I do box office breakdown where we look at what movies came out over the weekend. So that's kind of in the vein of this ish,
Yep.
as well as a bunch of shows, and yes, a lot of them are Canadian, and done shows with this awesome lady too. Was this how I got started in Comic-Con?
And you're pretty big on
Yes.
our friend Tony Kim's website,
Yes.
Crazy for Comic-Con.
Yes, I do also write for Crazy for Comic-Con's website, so you can find a lot of information in general about Comic-Con and other stuff as well, because I'm not exactly sure how long ago right now. I'm like, I don't forget. But we added more people to the site, writers, so we kind of cover a little bit everything, so it's not necessarily only leading up to Comic-Con info. There's other information as well, like I've written reviews on like an anime movie premiere, or there's other events that have happened in Los Angeles that we've covered. So it's broadened, which is what he wanted to.
Right. And Tony Kim, he's such a great guy. He's a friend of the show, and he's going to actually be on the show hopefully July 10th. So we're
He's
hoping.
very busy.
Yeah,
Because that clothing line, man, it's awesome.
Yeah. What's the name of his clothing line?
Hero Within, and they have, speaking of Wonder Woman coming out, there's a Wonder Woman jean jacket that is super cool, and I have, actually it's, I know I put it on my YouTube. I interviewed Tony at Wondercon about his clothing line and everything, and that was really cool to talk about it. And interesting controversy because apparently men don't want to wear Wonder Woman clothing because that's not manly enough.
Sure.
I have another point about that because my girlfriend and I looked at that particular jacket at WonderCon, and she was a little disappointed it didn't come in a women's cut because it comes in a men's cut at the time. Does it now come in a women's cut?
I was going to say, well, right now it is strictly a men's clothing line because if you go to Comic-Con, gentlemen, ladies watching, how many booths are for men? Oh, wait. Not many. Like t-shirts, that's it. There's nothing that's like chic, like nice stuff you could wear to a business, but still have like, geek stuff going. It's prints on it. There's a blazer that has a Batman logo. So, but it's more subtle. So that's like the idea of it. And that's what it started off as, and yes, eventually he would want to add women's to it too. Because we talked about that as well. Of like, I tried on jacket, and even the small on me was a little too big. But it's mainly for men right now because there's not many options on it.
Well, it's for men who are in pretty good shape. Let's just say that I was unable to buy a jacket last year. I'm still trying to work my way down to.
The Flash jacket's pretty acceptable to anybody type, I would say. That one
Okay.
looks very comfy. Oh, it's a hoodie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Acceptable to anybody. That's a nice way for her to say,
That's
Jimmy,
what
don't
I'm
even
saying,
fit
no.
you.
I mean, like, because certain more tailored jackets,
Right,
they
right.
aren't necessarily as complimentary to all body types. Like, sure, of course, the model in the video is like a trim dude, but there's different sizes. And then there will be more character designs coming out soon too.
Fantastic.
Well, by July 10th, maybe he'll be able to wear a coat on the show.
I know.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll give us all
that's
free
what the
coats.
6
How
weeks.
about that?
So, I know. Let's go ahead and talk about that just for a second, just
Sure.
to jump the gun a little bit. One of the things, we have 6 weeks until Comic-Con. We actually have barely less than, 6
It's
weeks
like-
from today is when I'm driving down to Comic-Con. So 6
Drive
weeks.
down on Monday?
On a Monday?
You go down early. I
Today
know.
Monday?
Today's
Yes,
Monday.
today's
Tomorrow. These days
6
just run
weeks
together.
from
Jim, are you
tomorrow.
okay?
I don't know where I'm at right now. No, but so it's 6 weeks from this week, and so Derek, one of the things that we always encourage people to do is get in Comic-Con shape, get Comic-Con ready because you're going to be walking. What? We have a friend Greg every day. He's like, we have walked 12 miles since midnight. Like, jeez. So, anyways, tell us a little bit about 6 weeks, the 6 week
Yeah.
fitness challenge.
And we did something like this last year, but
Yep.
we're gonna try and do a little more with it again.
It worked well last year.
Yeah. Well, I know you and Luke
I think I
were.
lost like a half a pound. No.
I lost 18 pounds. I got it all back.
Oh, wow.
18 pounds.
18 pounds?
6 week fitness challenge. Yeah.
What'd
But
you do?
Tell us about it.
What did
No,
you
it's
do?
a lot of.
What did you do last year?
For me, it was
well, you had three things.
three things:
specifically.
better eating, better exercise, better sleep. Those are the three things that I focused on. Because
Three categories,
Shock.
a holistic approach. That's good.
I am
Yeah.
shocked that those are how you lose weight.
Imagine, right?
but it's more than just losing weight. It's getting in like a good shape to. You're
Yeah.
You need to be
walking,
prepared.
walking.
It's a
That's
convention
true.
where you do so much walking that you don't realize it, even just from one end of the convention
Yep.
center to the other. So if people have never gone, you go from one end to the other is a lot of walking. If you want to go out to get food and come back, that's a lot of walking.
I know.
It's a lot of standing on your feet that people don't know. You're holding bags.
Yep.
So you're carrying weights essentially that you're not probably ready for.
It's also a lot of navigating through the masses upon masses
Yes.
of people. That
Oh, yeah.
enormous hall gets so crowded with people that you Frogger your way across the whole thing.
It's
you
so
need
fun,
agility.
though.
So much
Yeah.
brain power being used.
so
love that.
much NerdyCon funk.
Yes.
And
So our goal for the next 6 weeks, we're going to try and work out better, eat better, and sleep better.
That's right. That's right. And so we are putting the
Starting
flag down
1
right
week
now.
from now.
We will start. I don't know if I'm going to post my weight loss online, but we'll be.
Shirtless every week.
I think you have
Yeah.
to really hold yourself accountable.
Shirtless pictures of Jim.
Yeah.
TheConGuy.com.
Ow! We
And
want
whole
to
body
gain
paint a different
viewers, guys. We
superhero
want to
each
gain
week.
viewers.
Just promise me for the before photo you don't do the stupid like I'm depressed.
I'm
and
sad.
after,
Oh, yeah, and only
everything's
smile in the
better.
photos.
Yeah.
No.
I've got a new haircut. I've
Yeah.
shaved my chest, got some waxing done.
In
and,
fact, do it the exact
Spray
opposite.
tan.
Look really super confident in the
Yeah.
before
Yeah.
picture, and then really bedraggled and depressed in the after picture.
No,
Has
you
anyone
have-
actually
Yeah.
done one where they look worse at the end? That could be something new. That could go
Well,
viral.
also
Excuse
lighting
me.
makes a big difference. I had friends
Yeah,
who
was
did
that
that.
your ding dong?
That was my ding dong.
I had friends who
There
did a
we go,
fitness
there
thing
we
and
go.
they did
He said
photos.
it.
Okay.
It was all lighting changes and how they posed.
I know.
And they had changed nothing, but just different lighting and different posing made such a big difference.
And,
Oh,
la-
yeah.
and last year we actually put a picture, the picture of Chris Pratt before and after he got ready for Guardians of the Galaxy. And Facebook, we posted on Facebook, and they made it. We like said, yeah, this will be an ad. We'll promote the 6-week. They
Yeah.
said they don't allow before and after pictures on Facebook of fitness challenges or something because it makes people feel bad. It's body shaming. I'm like, oh, come on, this is funny. Chris Pratt did it himself.
It's inspirational.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you also have like a playlist or something like.
Oh, I have a few different playlists, and I listen to a lot of podcasts when I work out. But I love, like, I've made myself just a general workout playlist, and then I've got one that's specifically my Nerd Power playlist that has a bunch of
Nice.
theme music. And I mean, of course, it's got like the Star Wars fanfare, it's got Back to the Future, it's got Doctor Who. A couple of Doctor Who score things, like the theme song, and then the theme for the 11th Doctor, because that's just bum 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 bum.
Power of Love,
Bum, bum, bum,
No,
bum, bum,
the score.
bum, bum,
The
bum,
Like, this is
bum,
the stuff that motivates me, because, like,
Earth Angel.
no.
That one.
That would be for like a recovery thing if I'm
Yeah.
getting a massage later or something.
I have the
Which I
1995
don't.
Power Rangers movie theme.
Now that sounds
Nice.
fun.
That's the orchestral version of the TV series, the original TV series theme, and it's
Dig it.
And
it's
for
good
anyone
stuff.
who wants it, we are going to be posting Derek's your workout list
My playlist, yeah.
this week on the website so that you guys can see what he works out to. You say you have 2 different lists? I didn't know that.
Well, I've got others too. I mean, I don't always listen to the same thing every time. But,
Okay.
I
Well,
can't
anyways,
imagine.
but that's
Power
the one I
Rangers
go
would
with
be a
more
good
often.
Music.
All right, so we,
song.
by the way, we're saying all this just to challenge everybody. You know, fitness is a big thing for all of us. Every time I go to my doctor, he tells me that I'm
Obviously.
dying. So I need
Well,
to
we
get.
all are.
I need to get hold
How
slowly.
life
It's
works.
just how quickly you're going.
He
I
who is not
honestly,
busy
the
being
last time I
born.
went to my doctor, I told him, I said, every time I come here, you just tell me it. He goes, oh, don't worry, that's just wear and tear. You're just wearing down because of age. I'm like, good gracious, you never make me feel good when I come in here.
He's
So,
not supposed to make you feel good. He's supposed to scare you
Keep me alive.
into getting your life together.
Oh my gosh.
That's what doctors do.
I know. And then I went to a health coach. Remember, I went to the health coach, Cheese, and I came back. I was like, she basically said, "You're dying. You're dying." I'm like, okay, this is great. I'm not going back to her. But
He cried.
basically, we're doing this to encourage you guys to do it with the 6-week fitness
Yeah.
challenge. Let's get in shape. And it's not just about losing weight. It's not about building muscle. Those are great side projects. It's about getting in a good shape, get your heart going, pumping, because you have a lot of walking ahead of you. Get the right kind of shoes.
Yes.
And remember last year we had that massive heat wave that hit San Diego Comic Con
Yes.
and made it.
Oh yeah.
And like, if you were not
was rough.
up for it, that was bad for your health all in itself.
One
If
year
you're
wasn't-
dressed like Abraham from Walking Dead, you will be burned if you don't have sunblock.
Blood, yeah.
Or there's been years where it's not even just the heat, but it's so humid that as soon as you walk outside, you feel you're drenched in that just like oppressive
Diego.
air.
Yep.
I think part of it is also that you have to
depends
get
on
your
the year.
immune system up because
Yes.
Oh,
you
'cause you're
don't
around all the
want to.
crowds?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
do not want to get
Conflag.
conflu.
Yeah.
Hey, while we're on it, just real quick, eating at the con. Since we're talking about everything you need
Yeah.
to know while you're
Rockin' Baja.
I will tell you right now, no matter what, this is the mistake I make every year. Do not eat at the Hilton Bayfront.
Why?
Do not eat there. The food, they give you this tiny menu specifically for that weekend, and none of it is good.
at which restaurant? You just
Just
talking about the bar, right?
anywhere in the Hilton Bayfront. Drink there, hang out
Interesting.
there, don't eat there.
Right.
See, what I like to do is to pack a bag and try and get some kind of insulated lunchbox or whatever you can get that you can carry fruit and vegetables and protein bars
That's so
and
cute.
Cliff bars. I mean,
Some bags
I
to
know.
yourself.
I'm with you. I'm
survival
like, that's
packs.
what I do.
okay,
Adorable.
for one, you can eat a little better than like going to the Hilton Bayfront and getting, you know, whatever cheese fries or something.
They don't even have
I mean,
cheese
okay,
fries.
I don't eat there, but
Get a nice bag
but
of
also like
Gorp.
I can't afford to eat meals at the Hilton Bayfront when I've already spent over $200 on a pass.
Yeah.
and then
260.
Go to the sports
Yeah.
bar.
Okay, well, there's a
Get the
happy
nachos.
happy medium you could do because I mean, like,
Chicken nachos.
we're all making the commute down there. We're all like
Right.
going to a new
Yeah.
place. so many of the restaurants do awesome themes for the con, and some of them have amazing food. Yes, they jack up the prices a bit, but that's okay. You know, it's the experience.
Yeah.
So generally, I would agree.
Budget for it ahead of time.
Yes,
you know.
absolutely. Pack snacks to tide you over until like a later afternoon meal. So it's like, you know, you eat a good breakfast at your hotel at the beginning, have snacks, and then have more like a after lunch, early dinner meal. Like that's what I've done is you go out eventually, and like generally the further away from the con you can find better options too.
There's
But
also
yeah.
that one restaurant that they always turn into the whatever the next sci-fi
Yes,
show is.
The
love
Hard
that one.
Rock-
That's
it's
the
the
Hard
Hard Rock Cafe.
Yep.
It's the best. They have the same options every year, but it's a different theme. I love it.
But yeah, you can totally pack like protein bars, beef jerky, like any non-perishable things that you could just throw in your backpack, and not even if you don't want to go as big as carrying like a cooler or something. You just enough to put in your backpack.
Yeah, a few things like some small snack items that makes a big difference.
What's the name?
I have a couple recommendations. I'd say, go to the sports bar, buy the Hilton, get the chicken nachos. Those are always good.
Very healthy.
There's Rockin' Baja, also not healthy, but they have a chips and salsa bar, and you can get awesome Mexican food there. It's real
With
close to
16
convention
kind of
center.
salsas that you put
Yeah,
around.
I get like every
16
single
salsas.
salsa. And then is it the kebab shop?
That's
or
the
something
kebab
like that?
shop. That's my favorite.
Yeah, they have like a lamb shawarma wrap, which
It's
is
semi-healthy.
so good.
You got to do a hike to
you
that
gotta
one.
go there twice while
always-
you're there.
I
That
always-
good and healthy.
I always end up at the old spaghetti factory at least
Yep.
once.
Oh yeah.
But one restaurant I hit every year that I will not be able to hit this year because it is closed right on the strip. Dick's Last Resort closed.
Oh really?
What?
Closed down.
Really?
I didn't know that.
I just found out today.
Did
They
too
were
many
so
people
Why?
complain about
They
the
were so
service?
nice to
I don't know.
us.
Yeah, the service. Yeah, right. The service.
The service. You want water?
There's a lot of great places. I mean, it's such a fun opportunity to explore other restaurants too.
Yep.
Just literally walk up the area, and then if something's too crowded, move on to the next one. Then you find something that you maybe wouldn't have known, which that's something I always enjoy too.
It was always cool. I remember sitting in a session last year, and I was getting ready to go get something to eat, and Derek reaches into his backpack and says, "You want one of my hard-boiled eggs?" I said, "No, I don't."
I'm
It's source
so
of protein.
I was like,
Crack the
I was
shell.
like, "I don't want to eat your food." He goes, "I've got a dozen or something."
I don't have a dozen. I
Those
had,
are
I had
colored
You had like
Sure.
6 or something.
He didn't have a dozen. He had a baker's dozen.
All right, so
They were
let's.
painted as superheroes. They were painted eggs.
So be watching.
You guys are
the
giving me way
Avengers.
too much credit.
So be watching theconguy.com. We will be having tips for places to eat, where to go, things to do outside the convention center while you were there in San Diego Comic-Con. Which, just to let you know, we will be having a show come up on, our next show is June 27th. Kari has agreed to come back with us. We're very excited about that. Ben's going to be here. Ben.
I am.
Ben's going to be
Looking at his
back with
shorts
us,
again.
and he's bringing Bree along with us.
My girlfriend Brianna.
Yep,
Yeah,
and
she'll
so
be here.
we'll be talking. She is what's
She is a co-host on Live from Gallifrey, the Doctor Who after show for that hashtag show.
very cool.
Cool.
And,
So.
and then our next show will be July 10th, where Tony's going to be coming back. He's going to be coming on the show, Tony Kim, and that will probably be the show.
27th.
No, June
No.
27th is the next one, where you're.
Oh,
in.
I see. Yes.
He
yes,
meant our
yes.
next show after
Ah,
that.
I see,
Our
I
next
see.
We never
show.
do this. We never actually have a schedule
got
in
it
place.
all
We can
planned
tell
out.
people.
This is
It's all
insane.
planned out.
Usually I get on and say,
Till October.
and I'm going to say it, please get on and subscribe to the podcast, because we never know when we're going to be on, but now we know the next 3 shows.
All right.
So it's going to be fantastic. And please share us around, and you can find us on iTunes or here on the YouTubes or other spots. So let's talk a minute about Adam West. So Adam West passed this week. That was kind of like a big shock. I mean, 88 years old and still going strong. He's been at all these Comic-Con conventions. I guess he's been going, I read today, since 2007. He hasn't missed. And can you hand me that bag? I'm sorry, I can't reach that far. I remember just a few years ago at San Diego Comic-Con, I don't know if let me see if you can see this. Where am I at? There we go. This way.
Yep.
You don't need, I guess you do need, you don't need to see my face, but this is the bag from San Diego Comic-Con from a couple years back when they were selling.
Which had a cape on it
Yeah, it had
originally.
had a cape on the back that we took off.
The
but,
Still
Batman
had that
cape.
cape.
it was celebrating
somewhere.
the complete series, the Batman original 1966 series on DVD and digital HD that year. And that was the year, that was the first time I'd ever seen Adam West, I think, in person. And then after that, I made a point to always go to his panels because they were so funny. He was in on the joke of Adam West, the funny guy, you know? And like here, Cheeseman, why don't you tell what we got up here on the table?
Well, that's a Batmobile. And
Oh, I could have done that.
Good call.
it's It's the Hot Wheels one, but it's awesome because it actually has the Adam West Batman in it and the Burt Ward Robin. I got that for Christmas. My mom ordered it for me. Got it shipped to the local Target here in Los Angeles.
Mama Cheese,
So,
hi,
got
that was
one.
awesome.
And then I have the little card
Mama
thing.
Cheese. Well, then there's this.
Yeah.
This is something that he got. And the reason this is so cool is because we are playing Batman trivia tonight, and the winner of
great.
Batman trivia gets this awesome Hot Wheels Batman.
Found at the conventions.
Oh, this is pretty cool. This is convention exclusive.
I'm ready. Let's
Collectible.
play.
I
All
want
right.
it.
I want it.
All right, here we go.
I'm in.
And
I'm going to fail this so bad. I'm
trying-
so
Me too.
to
excited.
not
I'm
cheat,
like,
Jen.
by the way, this is the way this works. Everybody has their note cards, and they are writing with their special theconguy.com pen. Woo! And so we have a series of
trying to-
questions throughout the show tonight,
I'm trying to
and
click on the website. It's not going to.
There's no ink.
it's down. It's down.
It's not hyperlinked.
Okay, so for example, question number 1.
Oh,
Okay.
crap.
Here we
All
go.
these questions
Do we
come
need to
from
number these?
the world of No, I'm going to keep score. All these
Okay.
questions come from the
George
world
Clooney.
of Adam West, Batman, and the Batman universe. Number 1, what in the 1966 Batman movie? What was the new Bat vehicle that was introduced? You have exactly 5 seconds. I'm not going to do that. And 4, 3, 2, 1. Put your pens down. Put your pens down. We are going to start down with Kari. What was the new Bat vehicle?
I have no idea. I'm a bat plane.
Close, but no.
The Ballsmobile.
That doesn't even have bat.
Derek?
I was gonna guess the bat submarine, but I don't know.
I don't-
can't rem- It's been.
It's not.
No,
the
that
Bat
was the
submarine.
Penguins.
That was a penguin submarine.
There is a
Okay,
bat
wait.
submarine.
Ben.
I believe it was the Batcopter.
That was on the show.
No.
Oh,
Bat
that was
boat.
on the show.
How did you know
The
that?
Bat
Good.
boat.
So
Because they had
Luke-
the boat thing and they're shooting the
Good job,
torpedoes
Luke.
at them.
Nice.
All right, so Luke got that one. 2
Oh,
more.
yeah.
Failure.
All right.
Okay.
In the 1960s, before he got his the part of Batman, what beverage company did Adam West make commercials for?
Oh.
5 seconds.
I was really young back then.
What do you mean by
so,
adult beverages?
I just said beverage. I'll give you a Clint, not adult beverage.
Okay.
That takes my
Well,
answer out.
yeah.
He was like, I don't know any other beverage companies.
Oh, it's a company? Oh.
Oh, I mean, it's a product.
Capri Sun.
It's a product. What
I'll give you a
product?
hint.
Okay. I guess my answer still works.
All right.
Purple stuff.
Pens down.
Wait, okay.
This time we'll
Okay.
start down with Cheeseman.
This is going to be wrong, but why not? Santa Claus did it.
What does it say?
Coca-Cola.
It says Coke.
No.
No
Ben.
idea. I wrote Pepsi, but I know that's probably
no.
wrong.
You?
What about Dr. Pepper?
No.
Okay.
Orange Crush.
I put Yoo-hoo chocolate milk.
Good guess.
Also close.
I almost put that.
I didn't have a brand. I said orange juice.
Nope. It is Nestle Quick. So that's
Oh,
That's what
so
I said.
close.
I said Nestle Quick.
okay. And then before we move on to the next section, how many seasons did the original Batman series run on television?
Crap,
Oh,
you
that's
just
tough.
told us.
Did you?
Yeah, when he showed us the bag, he said the entire series, blah, blah, blah seasons. I wasn't listening.
Oh, gosh.
I wasn't either.
Know this.
I knew I should have paid better attention. Okay.
Well, if I'm doing it, I'm doing it.
All right, Derek?
I'm sorry I did not hear or was not listening when you said the number of seasons, so I'm going to guess 3.
So close, but nope.
Okay.
I wrote something, but I think it was 7, but I wrote 69.
Nope.
Neither of those?
6.
Nope. Ben? Ben?
I thought it was 2.
I'm not going to give it to you. I'm sorry.
Oh.
3 was what I put, but
Yeah.
I couldn't change it.
The answer is 2.5. Isn't that weird?
So you rounded up to 3.
No,
that counts as 3
69.
seasons. 2.5 means 3
If
seasons.
you
All
go
right.
by Price is Right rules, then Ben gets it.
And the Ballsmobile.
All right. So,
Go by
Derek.
prices.
So
right.
That's a third season.
So right now we stand at Luke has 1. Everybody else has 0. All right, Derek. The bulletin. We have many more trivia
Oh.
throughout the night.
Oh, good. Okay.
We're not done.
I'm
We're
like,
not done.
I see.
We sprinkle them about.
I see.
Got
We
it.
I see.
sprinkle them about.
That's tough right
That's
there.
tough. All right, and you can use the same card over if you need
Okay.
to, since you're going to run out real quick. All right, Derek, if you can go over the bulletin board, what
Yes.
kind of events are coming up in the few weeks ahead of
Well,
us?
next weekend, June 16th to 18th in Washington, D.C. is AwesomeCon, D.C. And the same weekend, St. Louis Comic Con, June 16th and 17th.
Right.
And then after that, the ID10T Fest, which is by Chris Hardwick. That's June 24th and 25th
Idiots.
in Silicon Valley.
I just love the idea of this fest. And I think I said that last time. All these. Go ahead and tell us some of the bands. That are gonna be
So
there.
there are a bunch of musicians, like a bunch of bands. Weezer, Girl Talk, Animal Collective, Jonah Ray, of course, the cast of Portlandia, Mystery Science
Magicians.
Theater,
They are.
Harmontown,
I know.
and the Magicians.
Is anybody going? It's at Silicon Valley. The thing that's so cool about this con is it's all day a Comic-Con. At nighttime, it turns into a music festival.
Yeah.
How great is that?
What a great
I
combination.
think someone from AfterBuzz is looking into going.
Yeah?
I think I was like, yes, and then I'm like, oh, it's in Silicon Valley. It's a little more of a commitment than I thought it was.
It's also at the Shoreline Amphitheater, which
Yep.
is a really amazing concert space and has like area for festival because they do like big festivals with multiple stages and stuff at Shoreline. I grew up there. It's a really
did you
cool,
really?
yeah, it's a really fun place.
That's awesome.
So it's going to be awesome.
And call me an
I'm not
idiot.
going. Yes.
But, okay, go ahead. But I
Idiot?
had never heard, like you were explaining to me in the car, like this idiot joke, the
Yeah,
ID10.
ID10T.
I've
heard it in a few contexts. Like I've heard of like military guys when you've got a newbie in there and you say, hey, can you go to the office and give me an ID10T form? And it's like a prank that you might play on somebody. And I imagine, like, in school, somebody be like, oh, do you want to take the stupids test? And be like, and somebody could easily say the ID10T test. It's a joke that's been around
I don't know
in
what
different circles.
I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
Like,
Chris Hardwick can still use that joke and still make it fresh.
that is one busy man.
Yeah.
Keep going.
So anyway,
He doesn't work at all.
finally, at the end of June, Denver Comic Con, June 30th to July 2nd. Following that, the next week, Virginia Comic Con, July 8th and 9th. And the week after that, Raleigh SuperCon, July 14th through 26th. Is that right? 14th through 26th, or did you mean to say 14th
I
through
think that's
16th?
16th. I think that's a
usually
long
they go
Comic-Con.
for a weekend.
Huge con.
That's a 2-week Comic-Con.
And that's all that's on the bulletin board. There's nothing interesting happening after that.
There's one more.
Just kidding. There's San Diego Comic Con. July
What?
20th through 23rd. July 19th is preview night.
Yeah.
I was
The
gonna
big
say
dance,
It's not a
nerd
Comic
prom.
Con, but Anime Expo is 4th of July weekend.
Is it really? It's
Yeah.
in LA,
Oh,
right?
it's on-
LA
Almost.
Convention Center, and
Yeah.
I mean it's a mixing and
No,
mingling.
that's
Some
that's
stuff,
the
yeah.
largest one in the country, isn't it? Yeah.
LA one,
AX.
yes. AX, yes.
Anime. Yeah, that's a big one.
And they finally have, I forget how many years ago, but recently-ish have made, they added a bar, and they added 18 and over panels that are so fun. They didn't used to have those as much, and then they're like, oh, we have a lot of people that are actually older. Let's add a bar, and we'll add nice adult panels.
They thought, well, this is anime, so we might as well enjoy the 18 and over anime.
Exactly.
Oh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Which there is quite a bit of.
There
Yes.
is.
Yes,
There's
we're
some
aware.
fun panels.
Yeah.
So before we jump into the 6th week before Comic-Con stuff, hey, we have just a few things in the geek universe that have happened recently. For example, Wonder Woman just took the world by storm. It
Yeah.
saved the DC
Holy
universe.
Yes.
Woo!
Who has not seen it in the room?
Get
Many
out
have not
of the
seen it.
room.
All right, what?
Get out of the room and go see it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is not okay. As a member of
Thursday
you
night.
also do
Beat
the
that.
box office breakdown
Yes.
show. So Wonder Woman, how did it do? It was
It was 1.5.
okay. So
Over 100 million.
Yeah, over 100.
Which I was like, please just get over 100. I mean, I would have wanted
Please
higher,
just beat
but
the mummy.
yeah, well, that it definitely did. It beat it for its
Shaw.
second, which was great
Yeah.
as well. But the opening weekend, we were all like, just get over that 100 mark, because then that just is even more like
Yeah.
validation of like, see, look, it did well.
Yep.
So
And in addition to being like, okay, the first of these big superhero movies that was directed by a woman and it did great, let's just remove the woman aspect from it for a second.
Remove the woman aspect.
No, it was just a great, awesome movie,
Yes.
regardless of how you look at it. You know, it's just it's a great
Exactly.
superhero movie. It was a great everything movie, and I was very impressed with it. We were having a big discussion before with a bunch of friends about. We have a friend who wasn't so into it, and I don't know all of her reasonings, but
Yeah, I've only talked to a few people who just didn't like it.
Yeah.
I think I've seen like 2 people, and they're people who don't like anything. And then most people, they either absolutely loved it or they liked it a lot and just had a couple things that
Yes,
they took
I've
issue
heard
with.
that.
you
The
know?
big issue that I think
Yeah.
happened is once everyone saw it and loved it,
Okay.
everyone
Yeah,
else's expectations
Yeah.
got too high.
Yeah.
And what you got to do is, when that happens and everyone loves it, you have to go, I'm going to probably enjoy this. And
Yep.
that's how you have to go in.
Yeah.
100% agree. That was my problem with Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one. Everyone was
Oh,
like,
right.
it's so amazing. I was freaking out. And so I saw it, I'm like, It was cool.
Yeah.
But it just built up much too
That's
high.
why I still haven't watched Avatar.
What?
What?
I don't judge.
I just wanted to say something controversial. You know.
I don't judge.
I watched
Thanks.
Avatar. And,
Oh no, it's cool. It's
Pocahontas?
Fern Gully, but you know that's
Yeah.
okay.
It was
I was
free.
like,
It was so
like
cool.
the first time when it was
Pocahontas?
Fern
It was
Gully
And
Pocahontas.
Dances with Wolves and all
Wonder
those.
Woman.
But Fern Gully, there's actually a trailer where they took the audio from Avatar and put on the trailer for Fern Gully, and it matches.
That's brilliant.
I used to get a lot of like, you look like the guy from Avatar after that movie, the Sam Worthington
Oh.
actor.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
That was probably one of the most like people like,
Really?
you look like that guy in the movie.
Did it work out well for you?
No.
Didn't work.
Oh.
And Kara, you went to an event recently.
Yes,
A Wonder Woman
um,
event. Tell us about that.
That was held at Heidi Ho Comics, and it was hosted by Geek Chic Promotions. They do events and parties, so if you have an individual party you want to do of any kind, they can help make it geek themed. So they had a bunch of guests. You can go read my blog on Crazy for Comic Con
Yep.
about it. I was like, I can't remember everybody, but they had a panel. They had a lot of people involved with Wonder Woman there. One of the people that I was excited about too was Susan Eisenberg, who's voice of Wonder Woman on a lot of stuff. And they had face paint, not face painting. I mean, that makes it sound kind of like but it was like a spray tattoo. I got it on my shoulders, and that was so cool. And there was a lot of people in cosplay. And it was just a really cool event for people to get together and like celebrate Wonder Woman. Oh, and all the music was like all female songs, artists, and it was just this really great, like, yes.
No doubt.
I think one of the
It's a
best
little bit, a
things,
lot of stuff.
one of the best things that I noticed about it, because I went and saw it with my older brother. So it was two dudes going out to see Wonder Woman, which was awesome because we go to see all kinds of superhero movies, and that's what this was. It was a superhero movie, regardless of gender. But being the father of two girls, and me being the uncle to four nieces, and just seeing what we've always seen male characters do, the slow motion porn, you know, basically. I
Yeah.
mean, there was so much slow motion in this movie. But, like, just the slow motion, and she's just not pulling any punches and going in there and just being the, forgive my language, but badass.
And very hot. Very hot.
And
Every
beautiful.
frame of the
Looking
movie.
good while doing it. There you
And
go.
looking good while doing it, as the male
Yeah.
superheroes
Oh, yeah.
are too, all ripped and
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, grease that and
And
still.
it was really satisfying just from a fan perspective to see that, and from kind of an equality perspective to see that and see, you know, this is something little girls can go see and be really psyched about, the way I saw when I was a little boy.
Yep.
And little boys can go see it and get psyched about that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just going to piggyback off that. That's something I loved about this movie is too many movies, if you just swap the characters and it's like, okay, cool, we have a girl, but then they like minimize the male character. No. This one, male characters are just as useful. It's teamwork. It's not like, hey, the female character's so amazing and the guy sucks, which that can happen too, or like in the reverse, they'd be like, oh, the girl's just like a little limpy sidekick. No, the guys were cool characters. And so it's a great movie for men and women because little boys can watch this and be like, oh, you know, a
Yeah.
female superhero is a cool character. Obviously, little girls are going to love it too, but it's nice that, you know, men can have that example as well of like, oh my goodness, this is so cool. All the time, all the fighting scenes,
And there
that's
were-
like, she's so cool.
And there was some great male body objectification.
As there always
Equal
should be.
opportunity.
There was?
Yes.
Yes.
Chris
Pine.
Pine was naked.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
So there
There
was this
was.
great Gal Gadot retweeted this post that Patty tweeted that a teacher sent her about like kindergartners
Yes.
that saw the movie, and it was all of the different like kids in her class, all the like the girls who at recess were playing Wonder Woman, and they wanted to be the different women from the island, and there was the little boy who was like, I want to grow up and be Wonder Woman, and like it was just amazing. You should definitely check out this tweet. Gal Gadot retweeted Patty's tweet, so
All
check
right,
that out.
We will find it and we will retweet it. Is it?
Real,
is it-
I
real
think
quick
I
on
retweeted
the
it.
Wonder Woman thing. Did you go to the WonderCon panel?
I was not at the WonderCon
Okay,
panel.
because
no.
Patty Jenkins, she talked about how she was very specific on kind of like how she was going about it. She referenced like Casablanca, kind of the
It felt like
stylization
Casablanca,
of
too.
that, and then also with the Chris Pine character, she kind of wanted a guy that was kind of like almost like an Indiana Jones. So they kind of, he was kind of like an Indiana Jones type character there with Wonder Woman. So they did a good job kind of like doing the characters.
Wonder
Yeah.
Woman has
Stuff.
saved the DC universe, in my opinion. That was
Yeah.
that was the best film
Didn't
that they've
feel
done
as
so far.
cartoony and stuff as the other ones did. I like the cinematic style. as
I
well.
just hope we get to go back to Paradise Island.
Themyscira.
That what'd you?
Themyscira.
That's the name of
Because
it.
you want to
Yeah.
go there.
Okay, I did lean over to Luke. I said, man, all these women, there's not a guy inside.
Well, there is a book saying they're not useful. And
I
you don't
know!
need them, so I don't know how willing they're
Not
going
just
to be
one book,
like.
it was
They don't- yeah,
12
they don't-
12
volumes.
volumes, yes.
I don't know if you know this, but
He just
they
wants to
don't
go for
need
the hot
you.
springs.
Yeah.
That was.
Thanks.
But
Point that out even more.
I just want to make it clear they don't need you.
Yeah.
That said, I would like to go,
I'm
and
going
they
to this
will
island
need me.
too.
Yeah.
All right, speaking of girl power, the
Yes.
mummy. The mummy.
Did not do so well
It
this
did not do so. Basically, it was.
Only
Is it
like in
bad
the
for me to say there was
third-
like a girl fight this weekend and Wonder Woman came out on top? Okay, it's
Yes.
bad.
Yeah, you could say
That was bad.
Wah, wah.
Oh, I thought it
But
was.
Tom Cruise was.
Okay, but here's the thing, like,
Yeah.
and let's not spend a lot of
Sandwiched
time
in
on this,
between.
but does this sink the Dark Universe for? Probably not. You know, the Dark Universe
Might
being the
not
mummy.
sink it, but it's a big hiccup that's going to
Yeah.
make everyone else
Yeah.
a bit more hesitant of like,
And by Dark Universe, can you explain what I mean by Dark Universe?
I actually haven't seen it yet, but Frank talked about it on Box Office Breakdown. Like, it's going to be all like the classic monsters. He even said the Universal logo, they have like the Dark Universe.
Right.
And his thoughts were kind of like they kind of jumped too far too soon.
Yep.
And too much exposition too soon. It's like,
Yeah.
not quite right.
Well, that's kind of what DC did with Batman versus Superman, you know. And here
Right.
now we got Wonder Woman, and we've got a great movie that we love. So,
Yeah.
Because we had a good amount of exposition. We had character development.
yeah.
Did you see Mummy?
No,
Did
no.
anyone in the room see Mummy?
No.
Okay, there
I
we
haven't
go.
seen
So
it.
it's hard for us to
I
judge the
haven't
movie
seen
itself.
any of the
Yeah.
mummies. I haven't seen any of them. But
I like the Brendan Fraser one.
I don't like replacing
I liked it
Oded
at the
Fair
time.
with anybody.
I'm a giant fan of the original Universal monsters, and I
Right.
think that's
Oh, yeah.
why I'm
Boris
a
Karloff.
yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed they went this whole. I mean, I liked the Brendan Fraser Mummy movies; those were kind of fun, and I didn't mind them.
It's fun.
This
Like,
one-
that's what they are.
But this mummy, the main mummy, whoever she was, didn't she seem kind of like the same villain from what was it, Suicide Squad last summer?
Yes.
Yeah.
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 From the promo, that's
Good
exactly
point.
what I thought.
Well,
Yeah.
and it seems like
Yeah.
such an extreme departure from the original story of the Mummy. If
Yeah.
you're gonna do this dark universe with the Wolf Man and the Invisible Man and the Mummy and Dracula and all these monsters, it seems like they're trying to be too hip with it.
Be
It's
scary.
like, this mummy wasn't a pharaoh; it was a prisoner, and she's dangerous and. Just make her a mummy. Like, we don't have to create
Okay.
this whole other myth. Egyptology is such an interesting mythos in and of itself. We didn't have to hire Stan, the writer, to come in and make a freaking whole new mythology. We already have one that has existed for 6,000
Yeah,
years.
and you
no,
can just
even
hire
longer.
Stan the
Preach.
cameo artist instead.
Right, exactly.
Preach.
We'll just call this Ben Soapbox.
Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry.
Alright.
I
No,
have
it's a
feelings
good point.
about
So the mummy came out.
To be fair, of course, none of us have seen it, but
Yep.
Rotten Tomatoes, it did not do
Like
well.
I do like that
23%
all
or
the
something.
reviews were like having a field day with puns on that, though.
Yeah.
Oh,
So it's
really?
like, all right, I appreciate that.
I like this weekend.
Dead on
Wonder,
Arrival, or like it came unraveled.
Wonder
or it's
Woman
like-
buries the mummy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like that one.
yeah.
So, our last movie discussion, Black Panther. Did you guys see the trailer for the?
Yes.
Yes.
Took completely different reaction. You know.
holy moly.
That just looks pretty spectacular, huh? Mm-hmm. All right. There's not much to say
Everything
about it
about
right
that
now.
is like, yes.
I like the fact that it's set in Wakanda. It's not set in New York. It's not another New York-based superhero film.
Yep.
It's
Do you
set
think
in
it's
Wakanda.
before or after?
It's after.
It's after.
It's after
Okay.
Civil War, and spoiler. It's after the dad, his father has been killed in the attack during Civil War. He has to go return to the country of Wakanda to lead his people.
So I need to watch Civil War again. Is what you're saying.
Please tell me you've seen
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I said
hope-
again.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought in Marvel did a great way
We'll watch
of
together.
introducing him. So
Okay.
Yeah.
anyways,
it looks
so we
so
will
good.
we'll keep up with that last bit of news info list. If you guys are not familiar with info list, Jeff Gunn he's a guy here in LA. He puts together
James
a
Gunn?
What's not James Gunn?
You said Jeff.
I love
Jeff
that you
Gunn, Jeff Gunn,
confused
Jeff
him.
You
Gunn.
said Jeff.
I
He
said Jeff.
did. That
Anyways.
was great.
Really?
Last year, he had his second annual pre-Comic-Con bash in Los Angeles, and it featured producers, creators, and execs from the X-Men films, Iron Man 3, Passengers, Tokyo Pop, Sharknado, Power Rangers, Guardians of the Galaxy, Star Trek, Transformers, Sonic the Hedgehog, The Predator, Blade, and more. Nicole Nish. I mean, there's so many people going to be there, and it's July 13th. July 13th here in Los Angeles. If you want information about that, either go to our website, where we will put this on there, or
Nichelle Nichols.
infolist.com.
The name you tried to say and kind of flipped around there just now, but
And you can cosplay there, right?
I'm really bad.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Trivia!
Trivia time.
Crap.
Let's all get another question wrong.
All right, this one's fun. What was the role that Adam West played in an episode of SpongeBob SquarePants in 2010?
Oh, I should know this.
He only-
I'm pretty sure I saw it.
What was the role that Adam West played in an episode of SpongeBob SquarePants in 2010? And here's the bonus. Ernest Borgnine, who played the Penguin, played the same character as an older person. Oh, scribble, scribble, scribble. Here we go, here we go.
Oh,
That just- whatever.
And Cheeseman.
A shark?
No.
No, it's close.
No.
I mean, center of the ocean.
He was on SpongeBob SquarePants. I think Adam West played Brush Bill Circle Shirts.
No, I wish he did, though.
Okay, I'm pretty sure he played the comic book superhero that SpongeBob loves, Mermaid Man.
Yes, there you go.
So he was not king of the pineapples.
Did you get it,
I
Karen?
said mayor. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay,
That was
very
a
good.
good
So
guess.
Derek got this.
Yes.
Okay, so that's Derek. All right. This one's an easy one. Name the artist who created Batman, the comic book. The
Oh, it's an
artist.
easy one if you know
No.
things.
Yeah.
One of the most famous comic book artists in history.
Yeah, but
Oh.
I can't remember these names ever.
Wait.
Don't
Wait,
look at my sheet.
Oh, I got it.
I was
I
looking at
got
how you
it.
were writing my name and making sure you could spell it.
And 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, wait, no.
Carrie.
Kid,
No.
cheat.
It was not no.
I thought of a name and I'm like, that's Marvel.
Okay. Who's
I was like, nope, wrong universe.
Not Stan Lee.
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
That is correct.
Derek?
I just wrote the name down because I know it's wrong, but I wanted a name. so I
Derek said yes,
yeah.
Stanley.
Oh, you're wrong.
By the way,
It's
Stanley's not
Stan
an artist,
Yeah,
guys.
he's not. an
I
artist.
know.
No, yes, he is. He does draw things.
He does draw things.
I was gonna
that's
say
true.
Jack
Yeah.
Kirby, and then I'm like,
I
that's
wrote
Marvel.
Bob Kane, but I have to confess, I didn't
That's correct.
I didn't
Jack Kirby.
remember Bob. I just remembered Kane, and I cheated off of cheese. So
Wait, did you get it?
I did.
So he gets a
All
point. He
right.
gets half a point.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You guys
got the last
If we're
one.
doing half
complicate this.
seasons and all that kind of stuff, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, if you're gonna count house seasons.
Ben's got.
But not Stanley
half.
is
one half
correct.
of 1 point. Not Stanley.
And I've got 8
All
points.
right,
now.
one more,
That's
one more.
board.
Yell
Not
said
Stanley
not.
is true.
Okay.
Thank you.
One
It is
more,
true.
one more. What was the very first comic book movie to reach $1 billion in worldwide box office?
First comic book movie?
Ever.
Reach 1 billion.
1 billion.
I know it's wrong, but I want it to be true.
By the way,
I
the whole
may know
topic
this.
of our conversation should help you guys.
I think I know.
Oh.
Oh.
No, I don't care. I don't care.
I thought it was gonna you were gonna try and confuse us there, but.
All right,
see.
let's start with.
Wait, I'm not done.
Oh, let's not. You got 1, 5, 4, 3, 2,
Oh.
1. Cheeseman.
Iron Man?
No.
Disney's, though.
I wrote Batman because that's the topic of the conversation.
Close, but no.
I'm gonna say The Dark Knight.
been-
Yes, The Dark Knight, and
No, I said Batman.
okay.
But,
I wanted it to
I
be
realized
X-Men.
like, oh.
but Michael
yes.
Keaton is the best Batman.
One. Derek got another one. I agree.
I got one.
Second only to Adam West.
I agree. So, so
Oh,
let's
now
talk.
we're taking a break. That was so stressful.
We're going back.
Yeah.
So far, we stand at Yael 1, Derek 2, Luke 2, Ben a half. So,
1/2.
come on, Karen, you can get there.
I was like, I don't know. That's a
Well, we're moving into Christopher Nolan territory
Okay.
now, so these should be a little
Okay.
bit different. So let's talk
I've
about
seen those movies.
San Diego
Yeah.
Comic-Con right now. Let's talk
Yes.
about San Diego. We
Yeah.
got 6 weeks to
Yeah.
Comic-Con.
Woo.
So here's the first question. Hotels. Let's talk about hotels right now.
Oh.
Let's keep it PG-13 because we were talking with Yael beforehand and she was having a fit. So the
Shock.
as we all know, Hotel Apocalypse, the hotel sale came and went. All the hotels right now are kind of open. The ones that are still available. I don't know how many are still available.
All of them are still available.
$6 million
Not
a
true at all.
night.
They are not. So
Yeah.
what have you guys found as far as hotels right now? Anybody?
If you didn't do the raffle, good luck.
Yeah.
Get a yacht.
Welcome to Comic
Get
Con.
by the water.
Just
You
camp
can-
out for Hall H.
I mean, the other way to do it, if you don't mind commuting, in the past I've always done hot wire, and you get an area just outside, and you drive in.
Yeah. How far?
Last year we got really lucky, and we were only like 5 minutes on the freeway. It was, like next 2 exits. It was no big deal. In the past, I've had up to maybe a 10 minute
I've
drive.
driven in 20 miles before. My
Yeah,
very
it's-
first year. It sucks, but it's doable.
Yeah, it's also it's gonna be cheaper.
Yep.
And sometimes those are nicer hotels because you can get the ones that are like long-term stay and have like your own little kitchenette.
Oh, yeah.
Buddy of mine always promotes the KOA.
Oh yeah.
Just go camp out at the KOA, drive into town,
Oh, there you go.
Or camp out at Hall H.
or camp out at
A lot of people use it as a campground
Stay
for a
at
couple
the
of nights.
I mean, a lot of
Yeah.
I
Maybe
know
the
that people
KOA
don't.
should set up a facility
Yeah,
there.
people
Yeah.
legitimately don't get hotels and they just do the Hall H thing. Which, if you're gonna do that, my recommendation is bring deodorant.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Please.
Yeah, a lot
And
of
body
it.
spray.
Come on. It's a con.
And
There's a
Febreze.
body of water right there. You just basically-
Also, if you don't have a room yet and you're
night.
looking for a roommate,
No
go to
sleeping.
Friends of Comic-Con. It's a
Oh.
website that they are having room swaps, and people got rooms that they are trying to give away. Some people got too many
wow.
rooms. So Friends of Comic-Con is always a good spot to go to get a room if you don't
We
have
should
one
look
yet.
this up.
Friends of yes.
Write
it's
this down.
I got an Airbnb. I just got an
Really?
Airbnb. Yeah.
I tried that a few years ago, and everyone I reached out to was like, "Oh no, my family's coming to town." Then they jacked up the prices.
yeah. So Ben knows of the dangers of using Airbnb, but he's gonna do it.
There are risks,
Yep.
but you just gotta look at the ratings of the people that you're working with and
Yeah.
that sort of thing.
They had a really nice
open
smile.
communicate.
Very friendly.
So
very warm
speaking
looking.
of hotels, let's talk about transportation and parking. The parking also had one of the lotteries. Everything's a lottery now.
Well,
Yeah.
I would argue
Let's-
of like speaking of getting ready and your fitness for Comic Con,
Right.
it is not impossible to park and walk in. I've gone for at least 13 years, and every single year that's what I have done. I have never actually been in the hotel area close by. Always parked about like 14th and J or something, and
Yep.
walked all the way in. There's kind of this. I'm like visualizing the map in my head. There's this area on the top left side you can, and then over like there's
She
interesting
means
spots.
Northwest.
I was gonna say,
Yeah,
There's a
sorry. The
stadium somewhere
northwest side, there's a
there.
good spot, and then kind of the southeast side, and you just walk in. And I
Yep.
mean, you got to be prepared to look around for a bit. But I have every single year, every day driving in, always found a spot. But again, you got to be willing to walk 10 to 15 blocks.
Also-
Or park somewhere at a hotel with a shuttle.
Yeah,
or
That too.
The pedicab game is mad down there.
Yeah.
I am cheap, and I will walk and not have to pay for any
And
of those
the-
or wait for a shuttle.
The
It can
metro,
be an entertaining
the
experience.
San Diego Metro
true.
will go right up to the convention center.
Yeah, that's
However,
true.
you've got to get to the metro station pretty early if you want to park there, because those are even filling up
those
really
pack up
fast.
fast.
You can park the area if the trolley cars they go out to past Little Italy, and there's a stop out there where you can park and ride
Yeah.
the trolleys.
There's
in.
options.
Yeah, I know that the Ace Parking, if they're the ones who had the lottery, and they're on to level 6 now. So after this, it's opening up for general audiences, so everybody can go to Ace Lottery. I mean not Ace Lottery, Ace Parking, and you can buy prepaid parking spots. They're going to be a distance, like you said, and you can walk in, but it's not.
No, I've parked for
It's
free
possible.
every time. And
Oh
walked
wait!
in.
Where?
Every time. That's what I'm saying. No. Every time for like 13 years,
Wow.
park and walk in
Oh
for
my gosh,
free.
she's like the parking goddess. I've never
Every
parked
time.
for free.
Yeah. I've never paid for parking at Comic Con. Maybe in the first years where it was like $5 when you could park right next to it. No. That's what I'm saying. Like you can, but you gotta be willing to walk like maybe 10 to
That's
15
pretty
minutes
intense.
and out there. And
That's not that far for free parking.
No,
'Cause
it is
parking,
not.
Parking close to Comic Con is $25 to $30 a day.
Yeah, no, you can look around, but the other thing is you got to get there early. The later it gets, obviously, there's more people there.
of course.
But if you get there at
That
like
counts me out.
9, most panels start at 10.
Yep.
So if you're getting
Wow.
there at like 9-ish, you're fine. And I've come in the afternoon and gotten spots and walked in. You just go.
That's
willing
not
to
too
walk.
bad. Because when you say early for Comic Con, I think that's like 6.
Yep.
No, I've definitely arrived for like almost early afternoon and found a spot and walked in.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay.
And for free.
For free,
Don't
but
jinx
capitalism.
and,
I have no money. I don't want to pay for it. I will walk forever and go for it.
and for those who have not been before, Ben was mentioning pedicabs. Ben, just fill everybody in
Those are
pedicabs.
fun.
Oh, yeah.
But they
Pedicabs,
cost
they're kind of this.
They do.
I don't know. They're kind of this scary but fun thing. It's basically it's a modified bicycle with like a 2-seater chariot attached to the back, and these guys will drive around and they've got like boom boxes playing
Pop songs.
pop songs.
And ladies,
usually.
depending what view you want.
Oh, sorry, men or ladies.
You always ask them where you from. They're
Yeah.
always from Russia.
And they've only been here like
For 2
2 days.
weeks.
Like 2 weeks.
You know what though?
Every
A lot of them during Comic Con, they're free plus tip or donation or whatever. and their thing is like $10. So it's $10 for a ride. It's faster and cheaper than waiting for a cab or an Uber.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
no
yeah,
cars.
absolutely.
Don't do cars once you get into it. That's the other thing. If
quite
you ever want to
entertaining.
drive, no,
just-
like there's a
You're like waving at
probably the
people.
like the 4-block radius of the inside. No, don't drive that.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're gonna sit there forever. Like,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
see people at nighttime and you're like, what are you? No.
There's 100,000 people in that little bitty area
Yeah.
trying to go across the
Crazy.
street. So
Yeah.
that's
Why do
not-
we do it? Why
Because
do we
it's
even
awesome.
We're just
Yeah.
not that
It's
smart.
fun.
go? Because those 100,000 people are really fun people.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? You're
This is
gathering
why.
there because you all love the same things. And when you're stuck for 4 hours in line, you're chatting with those people about the thing
Yep.
you're waiting in line for
Yep.
because you're all there because of something in common that you love.
So
And
let's talk
that's
about this
why
for a
it's
second.
great.
We are running out of. We need to start wrapping, is what I am being told. Gosh, you talk about Comic-Con, you just run out of room. So what
That's
I
why
would
we're
like-
having another episode.
true.
So yeah,
Part
we're gonna do
2.
another episode on June 27th. June 27th, we will get into more of the events that will be happening outside Comic-Con, more of the things you can plan outside the convention center on July 10th, 12th. When was it? I said
What?
July 10th.
the
We
panel.
should cover some stuff the next one because some of them, their ticket sales or availability of things might be getting.
Yes, and
right.
that's a really
Yeah.
important one. And then on the next one, we'll kind of go over the panels because the panel list will be released around July 4th or 5th, and at that time you can kind of make your plan to see what's coming in. But as we kind of wrap up here, let's kind of talk about advice for people planning their week, the things that people need to know to plan their week. Like, it's a monster. My brother has informed me that he and my sister-in-law and kids are coming in to visit me during Comic-Con. I'm like, oh my gosh, really? During Comic-Con? Sorry, I love you, Jeff. Love you guys. Love you. Reagan is exciting. But anyways, let's talk about this. Like, what would you plan? Yeah.
So Comic-Con,
great
yeah.
one.
So Comic-Con, I believe, will be sending everybody with their badges the little handy-dandy guide that has everything you really need to know to plan for it.
No
Where'd this
CD
come
in there?
from?
This came
That's
from
nice.
Comic-Con in the mail with your guide from Comic-Con HQ.
With your badge, right?
With your badge.
Fantastic.
CD.
Is that
I
what I
like it.
said?
I wish.
And it reminds you really, really important about your badge, what to do with it, what happens if you lose it, where to make sure you have it and wear it all times, tap in, tap out. It has also a must list, credit cards and cash, souvenir bag, water bottle, food.
External battery. For
Yeah, you're
Yes.
going to need that. Your ID.
Yep.
And so it's really great. And it should be coming, I believe, in everybody's
The
you'll get
special
a
box.
Yeah.
Did you get a pin? A special collectible
I
pin?
did get a
please?
pin. I there's a picture of it on Twitter. I was like, what did
Yes.
I put on Twitter?
And I encourage
Fey
people.
Twitter.
By the
Fey
way,
Twitter.
if
Fey
you
Twitter.
when you do get your badges in the mail in this cool special box, don't take a picture of your badge and post that.
No.
No, there's been horror stories. People have duplicated that badges, and when you get there, yours is no longer good.
So the way the badges are working now are tap in, tap out. So
Wondercon did that too.
yeah, so your badge itself is going to connect with the tap in, tap out. So I don't know that that is still an issue as it was in previous years when it was whatever was
Fantastic.
Other
At the very
tips,
least, it'd be harder.
pushing it again. If you go to Crazy for Comic Con's website, that's a 4, not just FOR, but Crazy for Comic Con. There's tons of tips and videos that Tony's made over the years of like just basic suggestions on like the fitness thing
Yep.
or practice, just doing walking and basic things you should bring. And they're all really fun and helpful lists and tips.
Yep, and Tony, again, let's remind, he is coming on July the 10th at 10 o'clock, and he's going to be giving us some of his last-minute advice on people who have not attended before, or if you have attended before, what other kind of stuff would you give suggestions about?
I'd say planning your days ahead of time. We've talked before about what days are good to do things. Like if you want to get exclusives, try and do that on something like Thursday, the first day before they all run out.
Right.
Get there early. Plan out. Look at that schedule and mark your things and plan. Think about how long it's going to take to get from one panel to another, and even prioritize them so that you can
Yes.
figure out which ones matter more. Because you're not going to be able to get to see everything you want to, but sometimes you'll just have to plan it around
Yep.
what your route is actually going to be between the panels.
Ben.
Point 1 of 2. Don't take it too seriously. It's a fun time. You're gonna have fun just going and mingling and seeing all that there is to be seen. There is more to do there than you can ever do in 4 days. So don't take it too seriously. If you miss something, big deal. It's gonna be on the internet tomorrow. 2,
Good
if
advice.
you really, really, really want to see a non-Hall H panel, get there a bare minimum of 2 hours ahead of time to get into line. That might even be not enough time. So I like to try to make it to the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. panel every year. I'm
Yep.
a big Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. fan. I get in line for that thing 3.5, maybe 4 hours ahead of time, so I can make sure I get in there. I go in and watch whatever panel for the show I don't watch before, that happens before the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. panel. And if you do that, you'll be able to see the thing that you want to see, but you're not going to be able to see all the things that you want to see. And don't let that bother you. Just enjoy yourself over the course of the 3, 4, 5 days that you're there.
And hopefully we'll have more information, but there is an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. meetup every year. It's a breakfast or something that happens.
Yeah, it's either a brunch or just like a bar lunch thing, and they I went last year. Bree and I went last year,
cool.
so it was kind of fun. It was like a little kind of thrown together thing, but it was fun. It was a lot of people that love the same thing.
And Cheeseman, do you have anything to add to the mix?
Just like advice?
Yeah,
Just general advice?
On doing Comic-Con, 6 weeks out, what do people need to know right now?
Yeah, it's just see the floor, see everything, see
yeah.
what you can. The floor is really cool. That's kind of where I kind of got sucked in. I didn't know what I was doing there originally, but then I'm like, oh, I like these Batman toys and things. So
Thus they are
there's
the same.
something for everyone. That's all I'd have to say.
There's also a lot of
Sums it all
stuff
up.
that if you don't have a badge, you can do.
Go
there's
see
Yes.
Comic-Con.
Offsites.
That's a
Yes.
big one, Yael.
Yeah. So if you don't have a badge and you can only go
It's
for one
okay.
day and you didn't get a hotel, there's so much to do that you can go to.
Follow Yael's Twitter. She'll be telling you which bar she will be having happy
I
hours
will
on.
not.
I want to add on that
Yeah.
too. Of similar to what you were saying earlier. Yeah, definitely go if you really love a panel. Go early and see the panel beforehand, because I've seen some panels that I had no intention, I don't know this thing. I'm gonna sit and watch, and it was great and fantastic. So I was so happy I got to see this new information that I would have otherwise never known about.
Last year, I think I went and saw a panel for the 100. That was before, and I don't watch the show. It looks cool. I just don't have time
But now
to
you
add
know
another
about
show.
it.
Now you know
Yeah.
about the 100 on CW.
Yes. And 100% outside stuff is so fun. I had one Comic-Con where I barely went inside. I was mainly outside activities. Wander around because
Absolutely.
you can find things
The whole
random.
downtown
new friends.
Gaslamp
Amazing.
District is the campus of Comic-Con. So much
Yes.
going on. We do have to wrap up. My advice
A lot of
is
Pokestops out there.
You can choose to either.
Yeah.
My advice is if you don't do
anybody's
Hall
doing
H, it's either Hall H or the rest of Comic-Con. You have to make your choice between the two. I love Hall H if I can get in, but the rest of Comic-Con is so great. Go for some of those smaller panels, some of the comic creators, some of the artists, some of the people that they're not on the big marquee. Those are great panels.
Or go see Conan.
Go see Conan. We're going to have a special show just with ghosting, the outside stuff of Comic-Con. All right, we hope you guys will join us again. Last two questions. This determines who wins the Hot Wheels. First question, Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice is Zack Snyder's second film with the word dawn in the title. What is his other film?
Wait, what?
3, 2, what
Oh.
other film did he have? Ready, set, and Kari.
Red Dawn?
No?
Don does Dallas.
No, you?
Dawn of the Dead.
Dawn of the Dead is it. Derek, wait. Derek got one.
Yes,
Ben.
I didn't know that was Zack Snyder.
Scribbles.
I'm,
Scribbles,
I'm
no.
taking away your half a point. No, I'm gonna give you another point for that one. All right, Luke.
I didn't quite hear all the
Okay,
questions.
and the last question of the night
For 5 points.
for 5 points.
Hey.
What?
What Harry Potter characters make a cameo appearance in Lego Batman? 5.
Oh.
4. The last question of the night.
Did you say characters plural?
Character
Okay.
with no S.
Okay.
And ba-bum, you. Voldemort
You
is
shall not be
right.
named.
Ben got one. What?
Harry Potter.
No.
Which I have a point of saying Ralph Fiennes, who played
Yes.
Voldemort, was the voice of
Alfred.
in the Lego Batman movie.
But he didn't.
But Eddie Izzard was the voice of Voldemort in the Lego Batman movie.
That's right.
Yeah.
Crazy world.
That's
What you
awesome.
put?
Voldemort.
Derek got a point.
I put the doctor.
Of course you did.
That is a Harry
on.
Potter character.
Woo, Derek won with 4. Yael
Wizards
got
are
one.
just Time
Luke
Lords.
2.
I thought you were gonna high five me.
Oh.
High five me.
All right.
All right.
Everybody, thank you so much for tuning into the show tonight. Be watching, be subscribing to the, be subscribing
Find
to the
your
channel
words.
on YouTube. Be subscribing on what's that other place? iTunes. Tune into theconguy.com. Thank you so much. You can find me at theconguy.com. That's theconguy, DOTCOM on Twitter. Also the website theconguy. That's a period. Com. Derek, where can we find you?
You can find me at ConGuyDerek on Twitter, and you might find me any place where trivia winners hang out.
Yeah.
I'm Yael Tygiel. You can find me on AfterBuzz for the ABTV Sci-Fi Summer Slate. We are doing Winona Earp at 3 p.m. on Sundays,
Nice.
Dark Matter at 4 p.m. on Sundays, and in 2 weeks, Killjoys 6, 5, whatever time after that on Sundays. Everywhere at Yael Tygiel, YAELTYGIEL.
You can also find me on a bunch of AfterBuzz shows. Sense8 on Mondays at 6, Handmaid's Tale on Thursday at 3, Winona Earp Sundays at 3, American Gods at 9, but we might be changing our time for the finale. Box Office Breakdown on Sundays as well, late night at 10 because we talk about movies on the weekend.
Oh, good
and
gracious.
yes, you can.
Yeah,
find
we're
me,
busy.
You know, and you can find me otherwise on Twitter and Instagram at Carrie D Lane and on Facebook at Carrie Lane Actor.
Ben?
You can find me on social media, Twitter, Instagram, all the rest of that at Ben Kliewer. That's BenKliewer. It's very weird in German.
And Cheeseman.
You can find me on Twitter at ConGuyLuke and also on the conguy.com. And I just want to say thank you, Adam West. You're the beginning of it all for me. I remember watching the Batman series with my dad, fell in love with the whole Batman thing, had the movie and all, and that's the reason I'm here. And that was the beginning of it all for me. So rest in peace, Adam West. I shed tears when I heard when he died,
did.
and I will miss you.
Adam West, we will definitely miss you. Thank you so much for adding so much to our lives. Thank you, everybody, for being here tonight.
you.
This was the Comic-Con Powers panel tonight.
Woo!
Yeah.
This is my Adam West t-shirt. I just want to show off. Thank you guys so much. We will see you guys on June the 27th. See you then. All right. Bye-bye, guys.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
Views expressed herein are those of the host